Good morning, neighbors. Dr. Zhivago here, and it is, let me check my watch, November the 18th, Tuesday, and yesterday I uploaded a video, and it was about my Hello Kitty TV, which I have up here now on my kawaii desk. And it's just safe. I'm going to use it to watch videos. And I have to get an adapter for I do have it. It's just to be able to use multiple screens. So I have to have this box that has many HDMI ports in it. I forgot what you call it. There's a word for it. There's a description, of course. And yeah, it's really important to utilize all the tools that I have. I just love using retro things and bringing them back to the scene and just reminisce on how much joy these give me. And I know a lot of people are like, why, how do you have so much technology around you? I just use an iPad, or I just use my laptop, or I just use my desktop. Yeah, a lot of people have different ways to create art, and I have multiple. I used to be a teacher. I had carried this more so than my iPad Pro, which was really huge, but I still like my iPad Pro when I'm in a cozy bed, plugged in and just creating away. But I use this one most of all because it fits in my little backpack, my purse, and it's just more convenient for me. I wanted to talk about, carpal tunnel, like your hand, and how you could protect yourself from the strain of having your hand in a certain way, repetitive motions. I used to be a surgical tech for 18 years and working with the best orthopedic surgeons and hand surgeons, and we did surgery on the hand, especially carpal tunnel right here, and I am feeling it right now because of the cold months. I do have osteoarthritis, and that does not help a lot. One hand is more, this hand is so much better, but the carpal tunnel and the repetitive motions of just simply like sweeping or typing, a lot of people get carpal tunnel from typing, from their job, from writing, from repetitive motion, from construction, being a handyman, things that you do repetitively. If you're a teacher, maybe writing on the board, or if you do things like that, if you're packaging your items for sale and you're doing repetitive motions and taping, it can get really disabling. So I wanted to,
here is your reminder. Take my medication.
oh I can't edit that out. Anyway, yes, I do have to take my medication. Okay, my Tylenol, my pain medication. But yes, it's been getting cold lately, and I wanted to share some of the tools and tips and tricks that I have to, relieve me of this pain. But I do have, plain and simple heat or ice packs. If it gets swollen, ice it, ice baby, right? If it is getting too cold and you're feeling the aches and pains, get yourself a heating pad. I have this bean bag. It looks like an avocado. What you do is you put it in the microwave with a cup of water and heat it up for about 5 minutes, and it gets really hot. It's got some beans in there. It gets really hot, and you could just lay your hand on here and warm up in a cozy bed. Take a break from art, take a break from creating, and use this to, loosen up those joints and do some, little movement and stretches and things like that. Speaking of stretches, try to stretch your hand and do some rotation so that, visit a chiropractor, visit your doctor, your primary doctor, to see what, tips and tricks you can do. Uh, if it really does hurt, if it's painful, yeah, seek medical advice from your own doctor. I've heard many good things about physical therapy. I've done physical therapy for my shoulders and my back, my neck. Oh my gosh, my neck. But more so now, my hand, especially my wrist, it just hurts. It's called carpal tunnel, and the pain just shoots down from here. It starts here and it gets really stiff. Now it's going to this one. I know it's because it's the weather. I know that it's cold. So there's so many, there's a median nerve right here that goes inside this tunnel, the carpal tunnel, and it gets, once it gets inflamed, it starts to develop scar tissue. And when they have surgery, they make a lateral incision right here in the middle of your wrist to, excuse me, to expose all of the tissue surrounding it. And when they expose that nerve, they release all of the scar tissues and things that are blocking it, that are, compressing the nerve. And that's where you're going to get that pain. So, excuse me. Oh my goodness. So let me share with you what the tips and tricks that I do to help me. Of course, a heating pad during the cold winter months will help me just, with my aching bones. But ice packs will help with the inflammation around the surrounding tissues. Of course, Tylenol helps me. I also have these cool hand warmers when it gets really cold. So it's also a charger. You could charge your items. Like, say your phone dies, you could hook it up to a wire and it hooks up to your phone. But most importantly, I have 2 of these, and these heat up during the cold winter months, and this becomes like a heater for your hands. So my hands are my life. This is what I create with. So without my hands, I cannot work. So I use these to warm up my hands, in the morning, or I just slip my hands on my wrist on a heating pad and warm it up that way. And then I do some morning stretches with my fingers and my wrists and my hands. And I just warm. Oh gosh, it's so warm. I wish you could feel it. It's so warm. But I bought these on Amazon so a long time ago, and I still use them. About 2 of these, and I put them in my pockets in the morning, and I walk around with it. It's so warm. It gets really hot. So I charge these every day, and in the morning I use them. Okay. Another thing that I have, of course, Tylenol. Okay. Tylenol, if it gets really bad, I use it early in the morning and after I eat my breakfast, and that's how I do it. You're always using your pencil. I am going to buy one of those pencils that have a thicker grip, so it's not so constricted like that, because you are, where's my iPad? When you're using your iPad, you're just, I don't know how you do it, but some people, the glass also, it's very slippery. So I would suggest that getting this film on your iPad so that you have resistance and it's not so, because when you're like this and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so slippery, your hand starts to grip it more and it just becomes more tight, and your muscles, you want to flow freely and you don't want to grip it so hard. I also have this little artist's glove to help me glide onto the glass, so I'm not gripping it so hard, so I could just flow with this protective sleeve. There is a way that you can resist that touch with your flesh. There's a setting in your iPad that you could do that, and you could also do that, or you could just get a glove. And this helps me because it warms up my hand. It's not cold, because it is cold right now. I'm feeling, I'm feeling very stiff. And being stiff like that does not help. So there's another thing here that I have that is helpful that I just bought. And let me see here if I could reach it. Okay, these things are so good because my hands, bent this way could definitely cause constriction in that median nerve right here in your carpal tunnel, and it could cause pinching and things like that, and tingling in your fingers. I'm getting tingling over here. I'm not middle finger, but I do have tingling here because of this carpal tunnel and pinching of the median nerve. So now I got these gloves, and it's got a little hole here for the thumb, and I love it because it's like they look like winter gloves, but on the wrist here, it's got this heavy Velcro band, and when I do put my thumb in here, I can literally wrap this around my wrist this way, not too hard where it's going to constrict your blood. But now I cannot move my wrist too much, which helps the healing process. So you want to stop from doing this and repetitively, and keep it while it heals, keep it straight so it won't keep pressing on that median nerve that's located here, which is causing all the tingling, which is causing all the pain right there on your forearm. So yeah, this really helps. It's for both, and it looks like winter gloves, and it's really cute. I like this. It kind of has a reflective band to it, so I would suggest go take your watch and push it back, because my watch is in the way. So if you can, or just you're gonna have to push back your wrist or put the watch on after, maybe, I'm not sure. But for me, also this arm is starting to hurt, so I just use this and wrap it around like so. And that way it's not flopping over like so. I'm going to have to figure out if I can put my watch on. Oh, it's still flopping. So I might have to not wear a watch, which is weird for me. Maybe put it on my, put it in my purse or something like that. But it resists me from, bending it and causing that, that movement that will constrict that median nerve. Yeah, it's just crazy, right? The things that you do when you're getting hurt in the wrist, especially your hand. Protect your hand. So I put this in my purse like that. It easily, it easily packs away. So I have to wear this one right now because it is kind of bothering me. But I also have, my husband bought this for carpal tunnel, and it's so cool. You turn it on and it just, let me show you. You put your hand in here, okay? And then you turn it on, turn on the power button, and then you can have all kinds of sessions here. It's just, you could also have heat in here. There's heat, and then all kinds of other vibrations, and it also kind of compresses, and you can go high or you can go low, medium, and it just kind of squeezes your arm, part of your forearm, your wrist, and your hand. It just feels so good. So this does have the heating mechanism, and this is called Life Pro. All right, Life Pro, and it's great. So, while you're laying down watching TV, you can get your hand massaged. I'm just placing this on my table right here. Oh, that feels so good. Wow. Okay. So, yeah. You take care of your hands. I know some of us journal. I know some of us type for long periods of time for our job. Drawing, especially digital arts. Your hand is, make sure you have a mouse pad that has like a little wrist support so you're not, like this. You're straight. Those are my tips and tricks. I hope it helps because, you don't want to have hand, nerve damage in your wrist. Carpal tunnel is very painful. Practice caring for yourself, health care, and it just gonna save you years and years of pain and give you some relief. Don't be like me and get injured and then having to say, oh, I can't, I just can't. It just hurts too much to create. And you want to be there for the longevity of it. Just, keep peace of mind that you're using techniques to help you survive the winter months when it's cold and you're like aches and pains, especially if you're older and you've got osteoarthritis and you do this for a living, right? So, and if you do have it and it's just unavoidable, seek the help from a medical professional, get some therapy, learn about some exercises that you can do to help alleviate the pain, to strengthen those bones and those muscles, and preventative measures to help you repeating the same damage movements that create that painful part of your body, whether it be your neck, because some of us are always bending down and drawing. Maybe get a standing table. A lot of people have those mechanical tables that move up and down, and take a break. Stand up, move around. If you have to exercise, stretch those fingers, move, take a break. I know people are just like, I gotta get this deadline done, but you're actually hurting yourself. You're not taking care of yourself, and you're just, just a reminder. Yeah, have reminders to take a break. That's my reminder. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, see you soon. Stay tuned. I'm not a real doctor, but Dr. Zhivago signing off. I love you all. And if you want to go ahead and look at those links below, go ahead, visit my website at www.drzhivago.us or www.drzhivagoglobal.com. Visit my website down below. And please press on the links. There's a Patreon down there. If you want to be a member, go up and sign up. And I hope to see you soon. Stay tuned. Bye. Love you so much.